Hey, what's up you guys? It's Simon. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to be doing a little bit of a story time, but before I get into that, I do want to talk a little bit about the illustration because it actually relates to my Patreon. So if you look at the beginning, you'll notice there's not really any sketch phase or process, and that's because I did the sketch on a separate day before I did this recording, because I mainly wanted to focus on the line art, and that is because, as you guys know, I changed the shout out tier to begin at the very first tier, at the $1 tier, so that everybody could come to my Patreon thinking that it was worth it, I guess, because I felt like the $1 tier didn't really have that much going for it, so I added shout outs to that tier. But to keep things fair, I wanted to give something else to the 5 and up tiers to make things flow a little more, so I added free line work to those tiers. So at the beginning you saw the line art process, and if you donate 5 or more to my Patreon every single month, you will get access to that. It's a transparent image, so you can paint directly under it. You don't have to do any of the fussing unless your computer's weird and saves it with a white background. But a little bit of a tip, if you didn't know, on Sci you can turn line art transparent if you have Sci 2. I think you just have to go to, I think it's layer and then background, and then you can change it, or you go to layer, convert luminance to opacity, and I know there's a way to do it in Photoshop too, but I don't remember. I know there's a tutorial out there somewhere, but anyway, it is supposed to be a transparent background, so you can draw right underneath it. You can clip the layer, change the color of the line art, do whatever you want. I just wanted to do this speed paint to show you guys what exactly you could do. So I filmed this video once before, as is the case most of the time these days. It used to be I just could draw something and the video would come out perfectly and I'd edit it and it would all come together so nicely, but I think Pinterest has cursed me for whatever reason. It took 3 tries to film that video and it took 2 for this one, and I'll tell you why. So the first illustration, it wasn't as gothy as it was beforehand. It was very bright and summery. She had like light brown hair and like these yellow eyes and a white hat, and it was very soft, and it took me about roughly 2 hours to get it filmed, but I should have plugged my iPad in as soon as it said 5% battery. I was like, oh, I'll finish it before it dies. It's fine. As soon as I finished the illustration, my iPad off, which is bad because I was not using Procreate's built-in speed paint function. For shorter videos, I love this function, but for videos that are roughly like, I don't know, like around 10 to 20 minutes are terrible for this, because the speed paints usually tend to be around less than a minute or about less than 3 minutes, and when you slow those down, they look bad. They're so choppy, and it's like, that's not even real time. It looks like it's so like painstakingly slow, so I don't like to use that for longer videos, which is why I was using the iPad's built-in screen recording function, like from the swipe menu where all your flashlight and stuff is. So I was using that, and when it turned off, I was like, oh, it's fine, I'll just plug it in and then I'll open my iPad again and it'll save to my gallery. No, it didn't do that. It just crashed and I lost the footage. So I was like, I'm gonna have to do this again. I'm literally gonna have to paint this again. So that is when I got the idea to do the second illustration. So I wanted to do like goth girlfriend vibes, because I don't know, I was listening to Nightmind and Ben Drowned, and I don't know why, y'all, I'm so late on the Ben Drowned train. Like, I knew it existed, but I tried to watch it when it was like starting up, and I was like, I don't understand what's happening, I'm over it, because I was like, what, 13? 14? Wait, I'm 19 now. It was 3 years ago. Oh, I was 17. I have no excuse. I just wasn't into it. And then I tried to watch it again about a year ago, and I was like, I'm confused. And now that I'm 20, I'm not 19, I'm 20. Oh my gosh, guys. This is weird. I'm 20 years old now. Rambling. Okay, done rambling. Anyways, started bend down, was in a very cool mood. My room was super dark even though it was like in the morning, and I was just chilling. I was living for the vibes, so I decided to do a gothy type illustration, and you'll see at the very end, I've been doing the same exact lighting for the last like 10 drawings that I do digitally. It's always like harsh bright light on one side and then harsh like dark light on one side, and while I do like the contrast of it, I keep doing it. I've got to learn other ways to do cool lighting, so if you guys have any tips or any tutorials that you know of that are really cool, send them my way, because I want to experiment with lighting a little bit more than just doing the exact same thing over and over again, but just changing the color of the shadows, please. Anyways, so now back into the main topic of this video, which is the story time. Please hear me out when I say this, and please listen fully when I say this. If you have any triggers or issues with incest, please click off this video. You won't want to listen to the end of this. So, like I said, if you're clicked off now, if you don't like, or not if you don't like, but if you're triggered by it or are intensely uncomfortable like I am, click off. Click off. So now that you're clicked off, hopefully, oh god. So I have a Twitch, as you guys know. If you don't know, it's twitch.tv/SimonAESArts, same as I am on all my social media. And my Twitch streams are normally on Sundays, but Sunday's stream was horrifically bad. It was really awful, and it was so laggy, and I was like, I've got to do requests tomorrow. I'm going to do a bonus... Oh, hiccup. I'm going to do a bonus stream, and I'm going to make it up to everybody. I'm going to do requests. I'm going to draw whatever they want, and I was expecting Garfield requests. I really was, because every time I get to Twitch and I'm like, okay, I'm done with the illustration. Does anybody have any requests? Because sometimes I'll do like mini requests at the end of an illustration, because I try to keep my streams 2 hours long, but sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. So I was expecting Garfield, because I've gotten so many Garfields before. You guys saw on Instagram that mermaid drawing where somebody made me, not made me, but told me to give the mermaid Garfield nipple piercings. You guys have seen progress shots of Garfield as a magical girl. Like, Garfield is a recurring thing. In fact, someone popped in on my stream one of these like other days this past week and was like, are you the artist that draws Garfield a lot? And I was like, please don't let me be known as the Garfield artist. Oh god, I'm the Garfield artist. And that is what I was expecting of today's stream. So I started it out, or not today's stream, you know what I mean. But I started out the drawing, and I was working on the magical girl Garfield, because I was like, I'm gonna get Garfield requests. They've been asking for this. I told them I was gonna refine it a little bit and make it a cooler illustration. So I'm working on that for around 40 or so minutes, and then somebody pops into the stream, and I'm like, oh, like, hi, welcome to the stream. I'm just working on a previous request, but I don't have any currently queued up, so if you want to drop one in, I'd be more than happy to do that. And so they asked me to draw their furry OCs, and I was like, okay, that's not that like weird of a request. Like, it's probably something I should have expected. And that's not, this isn't the weird part, guys. So I asked him for a reference, you know, like, it's again, it's not that weird, and I'm a little scared, because that, like, no shame to furries. I have furry OCs. I love them, but I was worried I was gonna get something weirdly sexual at first, and luckily that didn't happen, sort of. So he sends me his references, and it's just like a cute sketch of this girl fox and a sort of like Sonic-ish OC, and I was like, okay, cool. So I start drawing, and he tells me that they're husband and wife, basically, and that he would like me to make up some kids for them. So I was like, oh, that's fine, that's no problem. So I start sketching, and it's looking great. It's taking me, I think it took me about another 40 minutes, I think, around there, to sketch these characters out because I was working on trying to incorporate into my style. They were both like really like more animal than I'm used to drawing, and I draw a little bit more on the anthro side when it comes to furries. The closest thing I have is Tib, and he's like the little cat that you guys saw when I was experimenting with ibis paint. But yeah, he's the closest I have, and I don't draw him often, so I really struggle with more like animal based characters. So I was like, I'm gonna make them a little bit more human, and I was working on fixing the style and everything and making it match me, and then I made the little kiddos, and then it got into like looking like a really cute little family portrait. So I asked the guy, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna refine this a little bit, I'm gonna maybe like throw some colors on there. What color is the wife? Because I noticed that she only had like a sketch. She was like done in a pen illustration, and the husband was a digital illustration that had like its full like color scheme and everything. And before this happened, I remember one of the husband character, he had like a ring around his ear. So I was like, oh, that's really cool. I add the ring, and then he's like, oh, you can add the ring to the wife too. And I was like, oh, that's cute. Are they like wedding rings? I don't know. I don't think they were wedding rings. I think they were to signify something else that we'll get to in a second. So I add the ring around her too. And then I asked the question, I was like, what color scheme is he? And then he drops this bomb on me, and I am stretching because this part hurts. So I asked what color scheme they are, and he's like, oh, it's the same as his wife because they're brother and sister. Brother and sister, he says. And I was like, wait, oh, hold on. Because I'm sitting here, I was like, wait, I could have sworn he said they were husband and wife and he wanted me to draw their kids. Not that, like, they're like brother and sister and then these are little siblings. I swear, he said these are husband and wife and their kids. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, there must be like a language barrier here. Let me try and clear things up and like sort of ask him like, oh, haha, I thought you said they were husband and wife. And then he said he did. And I was like, so are they siblings? Like, what's going on here? And he was like, oh yeah, he's her brother and she's his sister. And I was like, oh my god. And he was like, and they're married. He is his wife, or he is her wife. I can't, my brain's not working. Basically, they're brother and sister and husband and wife. And I was like, oh my god, this can't be happening to me. I literally drew the whole illustration. I literally sketched the entire thing out. And after it's done, he decides to tell me, yes, you just drew incest unwillingly. And I was like, I did not have my mic on for this stream. Thank God. I was having some severe technical issues, and I decided about halfway through, I was like, according to my husband who was listening to the stream, because he helps me with the technical aspects, he was like, your audio sounds like demon screeching. You should not speak on stream, because I did everything I could to fix it. I was in the recording tab, I was messing with the levels, I was messing with the sound mixer, and just nothing I was doing was, oh my gosh, my mouth today. Nothing I was doing was improving the quality of this demon gargling. So I turned my mic off and I put on Spotify, and I'm so glad I did this, because once he dropped the bomb on me, I did not know how to react. I was like, what do I do? I already drew it. I don't want to keep drawing it. I told him I would refine it. He's still watching because I can see him in the chat. I don't have a mod. I don't know how to kick people from the stream because I just started Twitch like a month ago and I just hit affiliate. I don't know any of the details. I don't even know how to put my, like, I don't even know how to put emotes in there yet. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm just sitting there and I'm like literally screeching in silence, and I texted my husband. I was like, please tell me you saw that. And he was like, yeah, I saw that. I don't know what to do, babe. And I was like, oh god. So I texted my friend, who has fortunately taught me how to add as a moderator after this occurrence. But I asked them and I was like, please tell me please tell me you're seeing this. And they were like, yeah, I'm seeing it. I don't know what to do either, man. I have no idea. And I was like, oh God, I'm in this alone. And then I remembered that, thank God, because again, I'm not going to continue this drawing, but I don't know how to just casually move past, as in like, haha, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm so shy, I'm so scared. So I'm like, okay. And then I remembered the Wednesday beforehand, because I stream on Sundays and Wednesdays. So during Wednesday's stream, I was fighting Sans because yes, I'm a dork and I've never gotten all the way to his fight. So I'm fighting him and the power goes out, like no warning. And I was like, it happened last week. It can happen this week. So I text my friend, I was like, I guess the stream's about to crash. Take my hand, turn off my computer. I didn't even close Sci, I didn't close OBS, I just force shut off my computer and was like, stream's over, whoopsies. I did not go back and chat. I didn't even say like, oops, the Wi-Fi's out, uh-oh. I literally, my husband was like, uh-oh, the Wi-Fi died. Shame. I was like, thank God, you've saved me. So, if this ever happens to you, I've since learned how to react. I talked to a good friend of mine in a Twitch group that gave me some really good advice. Just blatantly, like, to prevent this from even happening so that you don't have to learn how to react. I've since changed my chat rules to be like, no NSFW, no incest, all caps. Don't be stupid, basically. Just make sure you explicitly state in your chat rules what you do not want to see. You don't have to be affiliate to do this. As soon as you start streaming, you have the ability to change this option and have that pop up before your streams. And if you do have this issue, make sure you always have at least one friend that watches your streams, because they have to be in stream in order for you to make them a moderator. From my perspective, I have to like find them in chat and then make them a mod. So make sure you always have one friend that's better at handling things than you are per se, because I'm so like, I just shut down, but I know my friend would just straight up kick them as soon as that happened. So make sure you always have a streaming buddy. And that is it for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed my suffering, I suppose, but I really hope you liked this video. And like I said, if you want access to the line art, that's up on my Patreon. That's patreon.com/SimonAESArts. You get a ton of cool stuff over there. They're all listed on the side, so go check that out. And I want to give a shout out to my good friends Schleeps and Elias Thompson for always supporting me. You guys are the best, and I will see you guys next Saturday. Bye.